Welcome to episode number 6 of the Sword and Key weekly interview series. Today I'm joined by our key athlete of the week, Gennie, Webb. Gennie, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So how does growing up in a family full of athletes help you improve every day?
I just think they always push me to be the best that I can be, and it's just really fun competing with them, and I think overall they've made me a better athlete.
So does playing a sport all year round give you an edge on other competitors? Obviously, you're playing tennis now, swimming in the winter, and then you play field hockey as well.
I think it does because I have endurance and conditioning from all year round, so in practices I don't have to focus on that as much, and I can just fine tune my skills and stuff.
What do you think your best skill is, and then what's a skill you might need to work on a little bit more?
I think my forehand's pretty good, but I definitely have to work on serves.
Serves, yes. So how do you think other players on the tennis team would describe you?
I think determined and persistent because when I make mistakes, I always try to redeem them, and even if I'm down by a lot in my match, I always try to come back, even if the person I'm playing is a lot better than me.
What's the longest match you've ever been a part of, and how did you stay strong mentally during that match?
I think it was the one last week against Salisbury School. I ended up losing 5-8, but we went into deuce every single game, and going into deuce for the 5th time in one game is really not fun because it's draining mentally and physically. But I just think how I can strategically beat them while I'm playing, and having my teammates on the sideline really helps too because they're supportive, and I always look for my coaches during that so they can give me advice.
As a sophomore, do you think it's easier or harder to be a leader?
I think it's somewhat harder because sometimes you feel like you shouldn't have the leadership role because you're so young, and there's juniors and seniors that have been on the team for 3 or 4 years and you're pretty new. But in the end, I feel like it doesn't really matter because as long as someone steps up and leads, it's fine.
And finally, what are your expectations for the season upcoming? I know you've had a few matches already, done pretty well.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen for the rest of the year?
Well, I think we're going to do pretty good because right now we're undefeated, and we do have some tough matches coming up, like Gunston and Worcester, especially Worcester because they're just really good at tennis, and it'll be interesting to see how we compare to them because our whole lineup, from top to bottom, is pretty strong. We have a lot of depth, and the freshmen this year are really good, and I think next year it'll be even better, but I just hope that we improve individually on our skills and just listen to all of our coaches because they have a lot of knowledge.
Well, thank you for joining. I'm all done. If you have anything else to say, please feel free.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, Gennie, thanks for coming on. Be sure to look out for episode number 7 coming up next week. Thanks again.